Now a grammar item for you. Learn the grammar and speak the language well.
Hi students, in the previous class I think we learned till here, that is zero conditional, open conditional and unreal conditional. So we have learned it till here, where unreal condition can be an imaginary one with the situation as well as for the person. Okay, when it is for the situation, it will be a V2 form of the verb that we use here. Then if it is for the person, we use it were. Okay. As we gave the examples over here, if I were a bird I would fly, or if I were the PM, if I were the CM, if I were the teacher, that way you are imagining to be somebody. So that way you can use all these things in your unreal condition. So from here we'll get into the next one. Okay, that is your unfulfilled conditional. So the unfulfilled conditional which you have, under the unfulfilled conditional, we have certain situations which are where you get a chance to do it, or you got a chance to do it in the past which you didn't do it. So for that, in the present, you feel sorry for that situation. That is called unfulfilled. That means something did not fulfill in the past. So for that, you feel sorry now. Okay. Say you are in the exam, you are writing an exam. Here in this exam, it is a multiple choice questions. You write all answers. You know some answers, so you write B, C, D, A, B, B, C. You write all these answers and keep. Suddenly what you do is, there is one person sitting close to you. That person looks at you, and then he finished his exam, and then he is going through his answers. As he is going through the answers, you look at your answers, you check. He opened his book like that. He opened his booklet like that. You looked at all the answers, right? All the answers, and then you started cross-checking your answers. So what you do is, you have every provision to change the answer. So you change all the answers. C, then here A, then B, then B, then D. You changed all the answers, right? Because you trusted the opposite person more than you trusted yourself. So here you wrote all the answers. You change all that, and then hooray, I completed all that, I copied all the answers, and happily you say, and then you come out. After coming out, you check your answers from the book. When you check the answers, these answers are all right. All these answers which you copied are wrong, and all the answers which you wrote on your own, they all were the correct answers. Now how many marks will you get?
0.
Understood, right? So in this situation, right? So here you will say, generally when you look at a situation like this, what will you say? Gee, why did I copy? I shouldn't have copied, you say, right? So what will happen now if I had kept the answers? If I had kept the answers, I would have scored 100%. What is happening now? If I had kept the answers as it was, like, without changing the answers, or you can say, if I had, you can also use it in the negative form. If I had not changed, if I had not changed the answers, I would have scored 100%. What did you do now? You changed. Because you changed, you got a 0. If you had kept the answers as they were, then you would have scored 100%. So situations like this, which you feel sorry for it. So here what you'll do is, generally if you go by the rule, you'll say if plus had plus V3. Okay, had plus V3 means past perfect. This will be your past perfect. If I had plus V3, then if I had changed the right, then this side will be subject. Means here generally when you use the subject plus had plus V3 will be. So the other side will be subject plus would or could or should or might, okay, plus have plus V3. Have plus V3 means present perfect. Okay. Such kind of situations are, we regret for the situations. Any life decisions that you take, if they go wrong somewhere, then this is what we are going to do. Why? Because you didn't do this in the past, today you regret for that situation. Okay. Now here you can say you got into a job, okay, that job in say job A, and in job A the timings are 10 to 5, salary is 12,000, okay. Then here not much of a job, it's very flexible. Say 10 o'clock they say the job, but you can also go at 10:45. 5 o'clock they say, but sometimes you'll come off at 4 o'clock. So these things are very flexible. Lunchtime 10 to 5, right? So lunchtime will be then say around 12 to 1. 12 to 1, but you'll go at 11:30, you'll come at 1:30. So look at the flexibility. Then here tea time. Tea time will be 3 to 3:15. But you go out and then you come out 4 o'clock. Then you finish your work at 5 o'clock. So before itself, 4:45 itself, you lock up everything, and 4:45 slowly you'll come out. 5 o'clock you'll step out of the office. That kind of job this is. Quite cool job, right? No tensions, nothing. But after 2 or 3 years, you don't feel like staying in this. You'll say, see, this is a useless job. This is not giving me anything. So I would like to change the job. And then you post your resume on Naukri.com and Monster.com and etc. etc. After joining, after posting it, you will start getting the calls. In those calls, you accept one. Okay, say one person interviews you, then you say, okay, fine. What are the timings? Then they'll say, well, the timings are, sir, from 9 to 6, and the salary, okay, the salary is around 14,000, sir. Plus you'll be getting whatever work you do, extra money you'll be getting. So for that you'll be getting some rent, and for the work that you do extra. And this is a 6-day week, okay, and this one is a 5-day week. So you'll say, nice, happily Friday, Saturday, Sunday I can be at home, Monday again I can go refresh to the job. Now with all this, now altogether, no sir, you'll be taking around say 17 to 18,000 you'll be taking per month take home. We'll say, what a jump, 6,000 jump from 12,000 to 18,000, 6,000 income. Then, well, it's okay, 5-day, 9 to 6 anyway, 1 hour here, 1 hour there. You'll think that way, and then what you do, you jump into that. After you resign this job, you join here, now you'll come to know the situations there. Situations are very strict. Here you would go at 10:30, here you have to be at 8:30. You can't, here you left at 4:45, here you will be leaving sometimes at 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock. So you reach the place at 8 o'clock, you finish the work at 8 and you are coming back. Now, lunchtime you'll go out and come. Here no, you have to eat your lunch at your desk. Tea time, here you would go out, here you can't go out, you have to be there itself. Tea will come to your desk, drink and leave it there. 5-day week, not a single week, it is a 5-day week. Some pending work will be there, you have to go again and then finish that work and come. So that way, now you are little uncomfortable in this job. What will you feel? What will you feel? Are you happy with this job?
No.
Now what comes to your mind?
If I would be in that same company.
If I
If I had not changed
if I had not changed my company, I would have I would have enjoyed my work there. I would have relaxed there, right? So that is how your usage will be. Certain things, the wrong decisions you take at times, for the wrong decisions which you didn't take the right decision here, for that you feel sorry there. Okay? So such kind of situations, they come under your unfulfilled conditions. That means certain actions which you didn't do at the right time. So for that, the other side of it is not fulfilled. This comes under your unfulfilled conditions. Can you give me some more examples, please?
If I had reached the station, I would catch the train.
I would have caught the train. I would have caught the train. Okay.
If she had invited me, I would have attended.
Attended the party. If she had invited me for the party, I would have attended it. Okay. Next. Any other?
If I had worked hard, I would have passed the exam.
That means you didn't work hard, so you didn't pass. If I had worked hard, I would have passed the exam. Right? If I had attended the interview, I would have got the job. That means you didn't attend the interview. You thought, who will get the job? Fine, you leave it. But no one went there for that job. Might be you had a better qualification. So you will say, if I had attended that interview, I would have got the job. That means you didn't attend, so you didn't get it. So such kind of things come under your unfulfilled conditions. So similarly, you have, is this clear now? Okay, so, right. So under this category of it, you have a second category, or you also have something called subjunctive. Subjunctive is something you use it for wish. You wish, or you hope, or you express your attitudes. So subjunctive comes under that. This is also part of your conditionals. So subjunctive, you use it with your I wish. We don't use this I wish with future tense. Okay, and we don't use it with the present tense. So present tense and the future tense is not used, but we use I wish with only past tense or past perfect. We use only with these two. Okay. Now you say it is a very hot summer afternoon. You are walking on the road. There is no, you don't have a cap, you don't have umbrella, not a single tree there for the shade. You don't even have a newspaper to cover your head, and you are walking on the road. And beside you on the road, all the AC cars are plying. They are just from high speed, they are going with their dark glasses up and the full blast of the AC. And you are walking on the road in the hot sun without even a cap or an umbrella. What will you think?
I wish I had.
Right. I wish I had a car. Okay. When this is your past. Okay. Now this is your past. This is your past. Here now you are going on the road. You are walking on the road. Okay. In the past, if you had a car, here you would travel in the car with the AC on. So here you didn't have, in the past you didn't have the car, so here you are walking. Right? So with this usage we can say, I wish I had a car. Why? Now here you can say, this is equivalent to your if I had a car. If I had a car, I would on the AC, right? Or I would travel in the AC car. If I had a car, I would travel on the AC, I would on the AC, or I would travel in the AC car. Which tense is this? Which conditional do you think this is? Check it out. If I had a car, I would.
Imaginary.
Unreal. So this is imaginary. Do you have a car?
No.
You don't have a car. But what are you thinking? If I had a car, I would go in that car. That means you are imagining that. That imagination comes here with this I wish and your simple past. Understood? Okay. Now here the same thing we can say. I wish you're sitting in the exam hall. You read everything. except one answer. That answer is the first one. You think that answer was not important and you didn't even check that. After coming to the exam hall, that becomes your first question, 30 marks question, right? So here you'll say, I wish I knew the answer. That means in the past, might be yesterday you didn't read it. So because you didn't read that, now you don't know the answer. You are sitting in the exam hall. So here you'll say, I wish I knew the answer. Why? If I read it yesterday, I would write the answer now. So that way it comes under your usage, where I wish can be used with your simple past in this form. Okay. The next one, when I talk of past perfect, when do you use past perfect? We use past perfect with the past in past. One past in another past. Okay. So two pasts are there. So one becomes your past perfect and the other one becomes your simple past. So this one, when you talk of, so things happened some time back. I wish I had booked the tickets. I wish I had booked the tickets. When you go with this kind of situation, say you are in a general compartment going to Tirupati. Can you imagine that situation, how that will be, right? So you are in that on the train and it's a general compartment and you didn't book the tickets. Here, summer season, going to Tirupati, some holidays are there, you didn't book the ticket. In that situation, you can say this, standing there in the general compartment. Why? You have your friends sitting in the AC compartment, but you are in the general compartment. You were the one who booked tickets for your friends, but you didn't book it for yourself. So there you'll say, I wish I had booked the tickets earlier. That way, you know, when you use situations like this, now the same situation you can also use it with this if conditional. So with that if you say this, if I wish I had booked the tickets, what would happen? What would happen there? If you had booked the tickets earlier, what happened? If I had booked the tickets earlier, what would happen? I would have travelled in the AC compartment. Okay. Which category does this come under? Right. Why is it unfulfilled? Why do you think it is unfulfilled?
If I have done it,
You got a chance to do it, you didn't do it. So for that you feel sorry now, right? So that way these two things come under your subjunctive part of it. Now when you talk of this subjunctive and all this with your past tense and past perfect, usage will be in this manner. Okay. The next category that we have is it's time. It's time or it's high time. That means it's time when I say this is the right time. It's time. This is the right time for you to do the work. It's high time. It's already late. But still things are possible to happen. So here when I say it's time I revised the lessons. It's time I revised the lessons. Coming to the next one, it's high time I revised the lessons. The meaning is over here, it's time. Okay, now when I say it's time, this is the right time. Your exams start. Now we are talking of the students who are over here where we say it's time I revise the lessons. That means this is the right time. Exams start or the university announces. So this is April, right? So we'll say April, we'll say May. May 10th, university announces exams to be from May 10th. Okay. So what you do is you plan a timetable. From today is say April 3rd. From April 3rd to May 7th, you plan a timetable. Okay, 1 month time you plan it out in that way properly, and then you divide the number of subjects and all that time, exact time you give, and then you start working on it. So April 3rd you will start the timetable. Wake up at 5 o'clock, then read 5 to 8 one subject, then 8 to 10 or 11 another subject. That way you plan it out in proper way completely. 7th you will finish it off. 8th you go to college to get your hall ticket. 9th you work hard, you study for the next day's exam. Okay, then 10th you will start your exam. This is how the plan is. April 3rd you planned it out. April 2nd in the midnight you will say, anyway tomorrow I am going to stop with all the watching television, movies and all that. So today let me just watch some movies and happily sleep, relax and get up tomorrow morning. This watching movies goes up till 2:30. Next day, April 3rd, you have to wake up at 5 o'clock. 2.5 hours of sleep. You set the alarm clock. Alarm clock goes off. It gives you the alarm. You just say shut up, not now, later. And then you start working on it. There. That way, next day morning, you have to get up at, next day actually you have to get up at so and so time. That time, with this again a friend comes to take you for a wedding, to friend's wedding, you go there to Vizag and another 4 to 5 days goes out in that. By the time you come back, because of the change of the season, you fall sick. Here, you are supposed to start, if you start on April 3rd till March 7th, you will work very systematically. But this got delayed till April 15th. April 15th to May 7th, number of days have come less. If you start on April 15th, there is a right time for you to start. If you start there, then still till this May 7th you can finish. But if you don't start here you can say it's time. It's time, right time. Okay? Cross this. You came to April 20th. You came to April 20th. It's already late. Right? Already late. So here, but it's not impossible. It is possible. For this, you can say it's high. Right? So this is how you use your subjunctive. So it's time and it's high. So this is what we use with the conditionals and the subjunctive. Right?